Good morning everybody, welcome into Monday the 6th of June 2022. I am Spirit of Life Alchemy and this is your morning message tarot reading. So we've got some astrology for today. All astrology is from the UK and British summertime at the moment, so change your location and your time to take into consideration where you are. Okay, so we're going to start off today with the moon in Leo, and it's going to form a square to Mercury before going into Virgo. So that we could have creative communication and sort of, new ideas, information coming in of a creative manner. And what we need to do is we need to then look at the details. Okay, hone it down and to see where we can use that information. Also, the sun is going to sextile Chiron, so there's excuse me, there's a focus on healing old wounds, shining the light of the sun onto our wounds, bringing it up into consciousness so that we can do the work on it. Okay, so that's today's astrology. It's Mondays, we'll be using the Mystic Mondays deck, and we're going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle cards to get a general influence and overview of the reading. So what do we need to know for today? The 6th of June 2022, messages from Spirit please for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Ooh, they're feeling a bit lively this morning. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Messages from Spirit please for the collective for the 6th of June 2022. That didn't sound right, but it is. 2022 didn't sound right, but I know it is. Okay, so what do we need to know for today, the 6th of June 2022? Messages from Spirit please for the collective. Oh. No place like home. Home is where the heart is. I think that's one of my favourite cards in the deck. Also, home is where the healing is, and I mean internally, not rather than your environment home. That isn't always healing, is it? Okay, we're between worlds. Okay, and it's time to go. Okay, so the message for me from these cards is really connecting into your heart. Home is where the home is where the heart is. And when I've just looked at this, I know it says no place like home, but for a moment the L, it's like I've not got my glasses on, so sort of the L turned into an E, and it was, oh, no peace like home. Have I been looking at that wrong all this time? It's like, no, but maybe that's a message for us. Finding peace, come into your heart centre, finding peace in your home, your heart. So yeah, no place like home, no peace like home. And I think we need to find the peace in ourselves, that centre place, because we're between worlds. We're in the middle of a transition, a transformation. We're between paradigms. We're leaving the old paradigm behind and entering the new paradigm. So yeah, we can find ourselves sort of backwards and forwards between the two paradigms. And the way to deal with it best is to connect into your heart, your home, and just being comfortable in yourself and with the uncertainty and things like that. But really, it is time to go now. This is when things are happening, and we're being urged to move on and to grow. Okay, let's do some tarot to go with that and just see what the tarot has to say about the matter. So yeah, we've got the Mystic Mondays deck today, as always on a Monday. So all the other decks I mish and mash around and change, but yeah, Mystic Mondays on a Monday. So what do we need to know for today, the 6th of June 2022? Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? So between now and summer solstice, we've got quite a lot going on astrologically. Let me just have a look and see. I say that and then my brain's gone and I can't actually remember what we've got. This week we've just got the waxing half moon. Venus on Saturday. Venus will conjunct Uranus. On Friday, Mercury is going to trine Pluto for the third and final time in this cycle. So they're opening things, and then going into next week, Mercury is going to enter Gemini on Monday the 13th. There's a full moon in Sagittarius on the 14th. Mars is going to conjunct Chiron on the 15th. On the 16th, we've got the Sun trining Saturn and also squaring Jupiter. Not Jupiter, sorry, Venus, not Venus, Neptune. The Sun squaring Neptune. Venus squaring Saturn on the 18th. And the 18th is also when Mercury leaves its shadow period from the last Mercury retrograde. And on Sunday, the Sun's going to quincunx Pluto, while Venus sextiles Neptune. And then we come to summer solstice. So yeah, there's quite a lot of sort of quite big energies, opening energies, it feels like to me, that sort of new things being revealed, new things coming out, and yeah, big changes. This is sort of in the in the time when the solar energies are just so frenetic. Anyway, I've said to you before that sort of really between the 7th of June and the 5th of July, that peak summer solstice solar energy, it's just like a high-pitched buzzing in my head, and the energy is really frenetic but at the same time stagnant, because we've had all the movement coming up, and as sort of we flatten at the top of the solar peak in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemispheres, you'll be going to do your bottoming out. So that's more about sort of quiet time during winter solstice time. Again, 7th of December to the 5th of January. I spend a lot of time in my root chakra. I go down into the earth, into the womb of Gaia, and I connect and sleep down there in silence and everything. So, you know, the ultimate yin energy at the winter solstice, of the way round, southern hemisphere. But at the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, it's just this really frenetic energy. Just, it feels, all I can say is it's like a high-pitched buzz permanently in my brain. And yeah, it starts about the 7th, like 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after the summer solstice, and then the energies start easing off. I forgot why I was saying that, yeah, this frenetic energy going on. So yeah, that's what we're moving into. And my thread of thoughts has gone. But yeah, there's all this other stuff going on as well, big planetary stuff to be aware of, as sort of we continue evolving and cycling through 2022. Okay, so let's have a look at the tarot cards because I've completely forgotten where I am. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the High Priestess. Very big feminine energies here today. We have Judgment. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and at the bottom we have the Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Magician, and the King of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Oh my God, and the Star. Okay. And the Knight of Swords as well, because I'm getting that connecting to the frenetic mental solar energies. Okay, and the Ten of Wands, and oh my God, we just go on and on here. Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. Okay, so we've got quite a big story going on here, we can see. Good way to start the week. Just going to bring these cards down here and have them out. Okay, so we've got three queens come out. The only queen we haven't got is the Queen of Pentacles. In the words of Gemstone Tarot, the Queen of Velvet Waiting. Okay, so the overall energy I'm getting is we are very much in our heads here. I've got the King, Queen and Knight of Swords with the Nine of Swords here. That sort of, they needed to come out because of that frenetic energy. Okay, so let's go and start back at the beginning. So where we find ourselves, the Queen of Wands. Okay, the Queen of being sat back in her power, everything under her command, that fire energy, and where sort of the King, the fire energy, because it's fire of fire, can be sort of up and intense, and with the Knight, because it's air of fire, it's sort of quite scattered and dangerous. I see forest fires for me a Knight of Wands energy, because you've got the air and the fire together. With the Queen of Wands, it's water of fire, and it's quite restrained, gently bubbling, balanced, under control. It's like a gentle gas. Okay. Yeah, I think because it's balanced, because the queens are the water of the element, we've got that, you have to balance the fire and the water together. So it's much more sort of receptive and reflective and sitting back in the energies, unlike the queen, the king and the knight. It's like, yeah, inner knowing, feel it within you. It's, yeah, very internal fire energy. Okay, so that's where we are. We're maybe sitting there in our power, and that's because the Wheel of Fortune has just turned. I'm just checking yesterday's cards, because did we have? It wasn't yesterday's. Was it the day before? Yes, it was on Saturday. We had the turning of fortune. Just having a look at the cards. The princess of, and then coming into our strength. it feels just like recently there's been a turning of the wheel of fate, karmic readjustment. This is going into the past now. We have readjusted, we've come into our power, and we're there, we're looking out to see where we go next. Okay, below the foundations, we've tuned in, we're connected to the High Priestess, we're connected to our higher self, we're channeling down messages and information, we're being guided by our higher self of where we need to go to next. And we're at a crossroads, a decision point, justice card, so not justice, judgment, okay. Point of reflection before we step through the portal into the next part of our journey. Okay, and that can be causing anxiety, worry. We've got the 9 of Swords here. You may be in between the worlds, especially if you're not connected into your heart, you're not connected to your centre. You could be feeling backwards and forwards, between the paradigms, and being in a really unsettled place, overwhelmed by it all, and unable to make a decision. I can see why we've got all the environment and the subconscious cards have come out now, because we're in this backwards and forwards place. The clarifiers, the Ace of Pentacles, and a gift of the beginning of a new journey in the 3D, something new opening up, and how to prepare for that and to deal with that is the 4 of Swords, truce, come into a place of healing. Yes, the Sun, sextile, Chiron, going into ourselves, shining a light on where we need healing, and where we need to develop independence, self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, self-love. The 9 of Pentacles here. This is like coming into our power with the Queen of Wands. It's that knowing your self-confidence, knowing your self-worth, knowing your self-esteem and everything, being in your heart, knowing your home is in here. And as that connects in, then you're ready. It's time to go. Let's start on the next journey. I'm just going to go through the cards that were at the bottom, because we've got quite a story going on here. We've got the Queen of Cups, that scrying, that looking, and seeing the subtle, the unseen, the subconscious sides of things. And that can be a way to balance the mental activity that's going on. We've got the King, we've got the Queen, and we've got the Knight of Swords. The fire of air, the water of air, and the air of air. We could be overwhelmed with frenetic communication, information. When I saw these 3 cards come out, I knew they all had to come out. And for me, they just really sum up that summer solstice, peak of solar energy and the effect it has on my brain. That high-pitched, energetic, but also because the energy is not moving, you know, it's not climbing, it's not falling, it's just at the top there. There's also can be a lack of movement, so a lack of movement in our thoughts, but a really intense, high-pitched frequency. So again, the way to deal with that is to come back down into the heart. Also to ground the energies as well. Anchor yourself in to the earth, to try and discharge some of that energy into the earth. And then we have the Magician. So usually in lots of decks, the Magician is here channeling down from the heaven and manifesting in the earth. We can also use that energy to harness all this frenetic mental energy, and we can bring it down and we can pass it through ourselves and transmute it, and we can discharge it into the earth in creative ways to manifest. Okay, with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. Now, when I pulled this card, it was about grounding today. It's not usually about that, but when I turned, having picked the cards and seen the cards that come out so far, it really was about grounding and balancing that frenetic energy. If you're going to need to discharge energy, you might as well do it with an intention and a focus. So hopes and wishes and dreams, the star. Okay, so think about what it is that you want to manifest. Wish upon a star, manifest it down into the earth. Knight of Swords we've had. Otherwise, there's a risk that you can feel overburdened. The Ten of Wands. You don't want to feel like that. You want to be able to discharge that energy into something that's life affirming, that's going to move you on, and create change in your world. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, patience, with the Chariot, getting going on the new journey. Okay, as we've drawn down from heaven and passed through us, set the intentions and things like that, and discharge those intentions down into the earth, then we patiently wait for manifestation to start happening, to see the next step, the way forward with the Chariot. We've done the work. The thing about sort of magic and manifesting and things like that I've learned over the last 30 years is, once you've done the ritual, once you've done the spell, once you've cast the magic and sent it out, then forget about it. Get on with other things. If you keep coming back to it and worrying about it, when's it going to manifest, it blocks it. You have to really let it go, so it goes out and you forget about it. And then it comes back in its at the right time, divine timing and things like that. So yeah, that is today's reading. I'm just seeing if there is anything else jumping out at me. Yeah, we're creating our life at the peak of the solar year from our heart. Time to get on with things. Okay, I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, then please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like a personal reading, email me at the email address below this video, in the descriptions box. Have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, thank you for watching.